What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. Kicking start to the week. AMC currently up over 5%. You've got some shorting happening ever since the $45 level. We have about 30 minutes left to market close, but there are two very important things I want to cover with everyone in this video. And one of them is going to be an article that was released literally minutes ago by Barron's, talking about Gary Gensler potentially having the interest of banning payment for order flow. We're going to explain a little bit about that and why it is now on the table. But before we get into talking about AMC, there's something else that I want to cover that's very important, especially after all the talk over this weekend about this stock right here, BBIG. Now, we had some pretty good plays today that I had announced at 9:12 this morning, but I want to highlight this one right here for everybody that is still getting a little bit confused. I wrote BBIG running hard from Friday, bounced off $8 support. This was at pre-market. Needs to clear $8.75 to give room back up to the $10 level. I also had put an edit to everyone that was asking me questions saying it needs to get over the $10 level to actually long. And I put this out right here. Careful on entry. As I've mentioned before, since this ran previously, there may be bag holders looking to finally sell without a loss. This one was clear as day to me that it was going to come down. Once it popped up to that $10 level, people buying, overnight or after hours that had to put in market orders, pre-market. Once it bounced up to that $10 level, pulled back a little bit, took that one more time. It was not going to get over that, and it just went all the way back down to even below $7 as of right now. So if you're asking a question of, well, how did you know that? It was talked all about all over the internet, Twitter. This was going to be the next thing. This was going to follow SPRT. Well, take a look at what's happened previously. Back in January, this ran up to about the 935 level, came all the way back down. Then again, in June, early June, went up to about the $6 level, then all the way back down. And I knew that by looking at this, that one, it would probably trend that way again. And two, there are going to be bag holders, people that bought back up here in June and are hanging on and hanging on and hanging on, looking for any opportunity to finally get out and get that red off of their books, which, by the way, I never recommend anybody ever bag hold. On top of that, you have people that literally got in a few days ago at $2.20. They're up almost 500%. There is no need to hold on to this. So while you are holding your AMC and you hear everybody else talking about all these plays that could potentially go to tens, whatever the price may be, just take a minute to think about what the realistic view of it is. Take a look at the charts, ask some questions. Don't be always just jumping into plays. That's why people are losing money very, very quickly. Now, I'm not going to say that BBIG doesn't have a potential to run again. It is actually holding on that $7 level, quite well, but just be very careful when it comes to getting in stocks, especially when people are talking about this over the weekend, all over the internet. And I understand that you guys see people that had already, made money and so forth, they're already up, whatever it is, a couple $1,000, a couple 100%. Like, yeah, that's what FOMO is. That's what FOMO kicks in. So just be very careful, especially with some of these other plays. None of these plays stand to what AMC and what GameStop stands at. They were not, the plays of AMC and GameStop are literally 1 in a million, and that's because of their bet against them, because of the shoe-in that these large institutions, and a huge amount of them, had said there's no way these two retail places are going to make it through COVID. All these other ones do not stand up to that. So just be very cautious when entering into that play. Now, let's get to another thing I wanted to talk about right here. This is the article from talking about Gary Gensler potentially banning payment for order flow, saying that is on the table right now. Let me just give you a quick overview of why payment for order flow even came around. And it actually, the spark of it and the intentions of payment for order flow it was to benefit retail traders, so we didn't have to pay that $7 a trade, and these brokers could still make money from retail traders. However, as it says right here, the practice has an incoherent conflict of interest. Market makers make a small spread on each trade, which is okay, but that's not all they get. They get the information. They know exactly what's happening before it happens. They know how many buyers are coming in, how many sellers are coming in, and therefore they can position the play however they want to in order to benefit themselves, especially when you have a hedge fund and a market maker under the same entity. So this is, like I said, it is good news for us. At least it's being talked about on the table. This is not going to be a quick turnaround or a very easy turnaround, but I know a lot of people have been talking about this. And Gensler also mentioned several times the UK, Australia, and Canada forbid payment for order flow. Asked if he raises those examples because a ban could also happen in the US. He replied, "I'm raising this because it's on the table. This is a very clear." He also said it's not the only thing the SEC is considering. So, like I said, this is not going to be a very short or quick thing, because there are many pieces to play to the puzzle. But this is positive news, not just for AMC, for all of us retail traders going forward. Depending on whether we're going to have to pay for trades or go back to pay for trading, I don't necessarily see that happening. There's just going to have to be changes into the implementation of how brokers are able to make their money, because retail is now starting to make up a larger and larger portion of the active trading community. So when it comes to AMC, like I said, as we hit that $45 level, it's been nonstop shorting. We take a look at this on the dailies chart, still showing a great solid uptrend going too, and look to break through that next 48 and change resistance. We got that double top just a couple days ago, and we'll be looking to test that again. Everything else looks good. A lot of call volume coming in, which, like I said, for you guys that are inexperienced, please stay away from the calls. However, it is a bullish sentiment that there are positive, call options coming in for AMC. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.